Welcome to the Kane and Reloaded Show. This your boy 305 Kane.
And it's your boy DJ Reloaded.
Before we get started, we need y'all to smash that like button. It helps YouTube and the algorithm to get us boosted up so people can see our show. Make sure you subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and make sure you share and show your friends and family what the Kane and Reloaded Show can provide for them too. Tonight's topic, before we get started, sad. I'm gonna read a little bit of this and we're gonna get into it. A black nurse was shot dead by police who stormed her home as she slept while searching for a suspect who was already in custody. Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old emergency medical technician, was shot at least 8 times in Kentucky apartment by officers during a botched drug raid. Police claimed they were returning fire after one officer was shot and wounded, but the defense attorney for Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, says he fired in self-defense because the police did not announce themselves and he thought they were breaking into his home. How you feel about that, DJ Reloaded?
I'm just reading the story, just breaking it down, trying to analyze what we have in front of us that took place. One, we know that there was no body cams. I don't know if Kentucky is supplying their officers with body cams. I got to believe that they are.
Because I'm going to stop you right there and say, come on now, it's 2020. We're 2020. Come on now.
I'm trying to analyze this and break this down and make it make sense, right? No body cam. So when they said that they knocked on the door and announced themselves, how can I believe you when you already had your body cam off?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we want transparency here, right? So we want to see exactly what took place, and we can't, and we only can go by word of mouth. And to me, I find that should be a criminal charge on the officers. Period. So let's say you now you done bust into the house. The boyfriend heard you in the middle of the night, and I think that he acted as any man, white, Hispanic, black man should act when somebody bust into your home in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get up and you're gonna shoot, because all you thinking at that very moment is, man, my life is in danger.
Right.
So he wounded a police officer, and they said that the 3 police officers who was at the house opened fire and shot more than 20 rounds. Very excessive. They say Breonna got shot 8 times. Then they said that after. Well, let me backtrack. Then they said that the police after they shot, they called SWAT. Now they said it was they had a warrant for a drug raid that they was conducting. They said it was botched. It was very botched. They had a warrant for a drug raid. I never seen a drug raid get served with 3 officers in my lifetime. Now I'm from Miami, a little place called Perrine, and it happened to my household before. It was a botched raid. Luckily, the dog was barking when we opened the door. There was more than 3 police officers there. Trust me, it was SWAT team. It was SWAT team. They looked like ninjas coming across the gate. So that to me, they kind of like make me feel like the officers is lying. And I don't like to use the L word because that's a very strong word. It's just to call somebody a liar. But just because you're a police officer don't mean that you don't lie.
Right.
I mean, it's that's just how I feel.
Being a police officer doesn't make you honorable either.
I totally agree. So we know that we lost a young, beautiful black woman to BS, and the only reason it's getting the attention from the media is Sean King put it out there. Big up to Mr. King. doing the Lord's work.
Mm.
So I don't know, man. So I don't want to go into my conclusion on the cane right now, but it's festering. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and step in for me, baby.
Man, look, man. I just look at it with all of the information that I guess he was the police chief in the video, all of the information he didn't have, all of the questions he couldn't answer, which was it's a part of the investigation. He ain't answer nothing. And then, somebody got to sign off on that warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody got to know how this whole thing is operating. In any situation where there's a threat of violence, which is drugs, okay, where there's drugs, there's violence, okay. People got to protect their drugs, people got to protect their money, their whatever, you feel me? And things happen, okay. So if I'm finna go into a place where I assume drugs is in here and we finna bring down the whole drug ring right here in this apartments, why would I go with 3 officers? Most drug dealers have big guns for situations of home raids, because not only they worried about police raiding, they worried about rivals raiding or people trying to be on the come up raiding. So they carry a lot of big guns. Like you say, I'm from Miami, Florida. I'm from Carol City. But trust me, you go into a trap house, they got big guns.
Big guns.
Big guns. So you will not assume to go to any drug spot with just 3 officers trying to bring down the whole operation. That's not even valuable. Like, police officers don't even move that way. They move in force to intimidate you. They don't move in small packs of wolves out here trying to bring the city to justice. They don't move like that.
Nope.
And it's unfortunate that the police chief could only say it was unfortunate that the officer didn't die, but had no kind words for the young lady that was killed and all of this mishap over his wolves that was roaming out here freely.
I felt that one. I totally agree. They was roaming like wolves. I mean, we're talking about, the family filed a lawsuit, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about they went. Not only did they go to the wrong apartment, but they went to the wrong complex, right? Looking for somebody. Understand this? Looking for somebody who they already had arrested.
Hold on. Looking for someone that was already in custody. He was already in jail. If you type in his name in the computer system, in jail.
So again, this is my conclusion on this, right? You went to the apartment complex, but went to the wrong complex all together. You had your body cams off already, so to me that's shaky. So now we got to take your word against the young man's word. By the way, the young man had no criminal record. All right, I mean, but that's besides the point, right?
Wait. Before you continue, he had license to carry a firearm.
So you was looking for somebody you already had in custody. My conclusion on this, right? And I don't have all the facts on it, right? If I was in Kentucky, I'd probably knock on a couple of doors. My conclusion on this was they was pulling a real live training day. My conclusion on it is they double back looking for drugs and money from the young man who they arrested earlier. Couldn't get the information right, went to the wrong apartment complex, didn't expect to meet any force or any resistance, and a shot rung out. Our officer got shot in the leg. They fired, around 20 or more rounds, and then they called SWAT. Now that's my conclusion on it. Since they gave me the room to interpret the story on my own. Since when the police chief spoke about it, he didn't give all the facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think the attorney should be looking into, because there's no way in the world that they went to a house of somebody who they or somebody they was looking for. They went to the wrong house, wrong complex, and the man was already in police custody. That's my theory.
Hey, all right. If they roaming like a pack of wolves, if you watching Training Day, he was a pack of wolves. So, man, I just look at it like, man, somebody, which is those three officers, has to be accountable for this situation. There's no reason that Kenneth Walker is fighting attempted murder of an officer when they broke into his house. It wasn't like they went into the right place and he fired on them. They had the right warrant for the right house and it was the right situation. No, it was a total misunderstanding on their half, a total mess up on their paperwork or whatever. So how can he be charged with attempted murder of doing what anybody, black, white, Asian, Spanish, Jewish, I don't care who you is. Right. If someone breaks in your door and you are a legal carrier, right? What is your first response, your first instincts if you went trained to get this weapon, learn how to use this firearm to protect yourself, and all of the training you went through, if a door busts open, what are you gonna do?
Well, my door busts open every night. I'm in go mode.
Thank you. So how can you blame him for doing something that anybody would have done? That same police chief, I bet you can't kick in his door and have the wrong warrant and don't nobody leave up out of their shot. I bet that ain't happening.
I agree with that too. Ain't happening in my house neither.
Look at Ahmed Arbery. Look at Ahmed. He walked into an empty, not even finished constructed house, and these people jumped in the truck and went and chased him down.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I said, man. It's just, we bringing this story to light because we need to know these things and need attention. We need to hold people accountable.
Mm-hmm.
It's to a point where we all have to band together. And again, it's not going to happen because it's hard to do that because people have their differences. Look at Candace Owens, right? But it's one of these situations where it's sad. This has to stop, and the only way it's going to have to stop is we got to start holding people accountable.
And that's a fact, Antonio. Me and DJ Reloaded, we talk offline, and we really dig deep into these situations and try to find, an answer. And when we look into this situation and find an answer, the police chief had no answer. The whole situation of the situation was messed up from the beginning. So what was the probable cause for you to go back to look for somebody that's already arrested? You type their name in the computer, it's going to say in jail. So how can you say we need to go serve this warrant? How can that warrant still be active? How can that warrant still be active if that person that the warrant is set on is already in jail?
It shouldn't be.
So when you wrap your mind on not looking at, another officer killed somebody black, and look at why did these officers come in here and kill this young lady? I don't care if she was black or white, but the way they bust in that house and shot, the person who shot the gun didn't even get hit 8 times.
He didn't even get hit at all.
He didn't get hit. And she's an innocent bystander and got hit more, at least is what they said, 8 times.
So in other words, they were shooting scared. It was like one of those moments like, oh shit, somebody here. And they returned fire. They
just start shooting.
If that's not a conclusion, when you read the article and you try to analyze this article on your own, you have to come to that conclusion. You can't remove that because they're police officers and you think all police officers just upheld the law. I woke up to a video where a police officer, a guy I think it was California, he was sleeping in the street. He was on property. They was telling him to leave. A female cop said he wouldn't act like that if you had him in cuffs. The gentleman said something back to the police officer, and then when the police officer walked towards him and finally told him to turn around, the brother turned around, and then the police officer started putting hands on him. So we're not gonna sit here and act like police officers don't break the law themselves.
That's why I said all police officers, just because you're a police officer, doesn't make you honorable. And me and you talk a lot too, and you say this, you've been saying this to me for a while. A lot of them police officers become a police officer because they want to achieve their agenda that they couldn't do without being a police officer. You've been bullied. That is so true. People miss that whole. It's criminals in there too. Like you said to me not too long ago, the United States' biggest gang is who?
The police.
They wear colors and all. The man in blue. They wear colors and all, man.
And I hate to put the police department in that light, man, but we have to get for real. We have to get serious. I was talking to a white gentleman on Facebook, and he was upset, and he was responding in a very harsh way. And I'm like, man, what's going on with you? Instead of attacking him like most of us probably would have done, I asked him, I said, man, what's going on, man? Talk to me. And then he opened up and told me that police, killed his son. All people want is answers and the truth. To me, once those police officers walk to a house and they ain't have their body cam on, to me, that made them guilty.
That's a fact. No body cam. This 2020. You can't even get a ticket without a body cam on.
Or when the siren hit the sirens, the car start recording automatically. So it's just one of those things, man. That's my conclusion. We just want justice. We want an open case. We want honesty, and we want these situations to stop occurring. And this is why Colin Kaepernick took a knee. And we're not over it because it's still happening.
And this COVID-19 ain't doing nothing but making the situation more highlighted because nobody's really doing nothing else. You have nothing else to blind you from these situations. So it is a lot of situations of these type of things that's going on back to back. Reading the story of this young lady, as you read down the article, they bring up the Arbery. Then they bring up another man that got shot by some police officer, I think in Texas. And these things are happening all the time. Like you said, homeless man get beat up for being antagonized.
And for those that would probably respond to that about black on black crime, I like to just shoot that down because white on white crime exists too. When a movie theater gets shot up, when a mall gets shot up, when a school gets shot up, that's white on white crime.
Well said. So, as we said, man, we just want justice for the situation. We want the attorneys to dig a little deeper into this situation and not just take it as a wrongful killing. No, they need to get a little deeper into why these men was actually on their mission without proper backup, without proper support, without probably proper paperwork. So, they need to really dig into all of this and figure this stuff out. But we just want to bring light to the situation. The Kane and Reloaded show, we're about the community, and this is a part of our community. Situations like this happen in our community, and you wonder why a lot of people of my skin like to say F the police.
Not just your skin, white people say it too.
With that said, this been the Kane and Reloaded show. I'm your boy 305 Kane.
And it's your boy DJ Reloaded.
And before we get out of here, we need y'all to smash that like button. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And if you already subscribed, I mean you love what we're doing and you come across this video, make sure you share this with your friends and family. If they don't want to subscribe, man, grab their phone, put the cane below the show and hit subscribe real quick. It ain't gonna charge them nothing. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing but help two young black gentlemen grow their YouTube page. And we would love your support. Shout outs to Antonio Smith for getting on here and comment. I love your comment. And I appreciate you appreciating our show.
Salute, sir.
Salute. Peace and love.
Peace and love.